was back in the day when there wasn't like much DNA, and even if it was, he probably wasn't like in the system or some shit. They didn't have like fingerprints on the kid, and if it was, it wasn't like So anyway, he just left her there by the river's edge, and then he tells all his friends like, "Hey, I killed this bitch." And they wouldn't believe him at first, and then he goes out and like shows them it, and they're like, "Oh, motherfucker, you're crazy and shit." And then one of them, Crispin Glover's all like, "Oh, you've been my friend since like second grade. I gotta take care of you and shit. Everybody listen up. Okay, nobody freak out. Don't panic and shit. Because you gotta take care of the body and nobody freak out." So it's fucking hilarious in that parts when you think about it, because it only works when he does it in Back to the Future, and he does it in every other movies, and you're like thinking, wow, Crispin Glover's a freak. Anyway, the movie's good. I thought it had, like I said, good amount of tits and ass. Good amount of tits and puss. Not ass, really. She was laying on her ass, so you couldn't see it or anything like that. And then, so you could see all of that throughout the movie. And they kept on going back to it and shit. And there was also like good like music throughout it. I think there was like Slayer and then like some punk bands. I'm not aware of who they were, but you can look them up and shit like that. So it's a good little film. It costs like I think $2 million to make, and maybe made $4 million. It was done in 1986 and released in March 6, 1987. Okay, so this was when they're like just starting to like find their footing. Like a year later, I think what Bill and Ted would come out, and Crispin Glover would do more movies that were kind of like more independent and shit. And Ewan Sky would just have sex with what's his name, Anthony Kiedis, and yeah, from Hot Chili Peppers. He was like fucking 23 or some shit, and she was like 16 or some shit. Either way, good times. And then you got Daniel Roebuck, like I said, who always played a cop in every movie he's ever since been in. Even the latest thing, he was in NCIS. He played a bad cop, but he was in that too. And then Dennis Hopper, he always plays a great crazy guy in every movie, whether it's Speed or Easy Rider or this movie River's Edge. You have to go check it out. I give the movie a B minus. Yeah, it's really out there and bizarre, and there's tits throughout, and I think you really like it. So go see it. This is me, Steve Carter, the movie of the week here at Ray's Video. And you can go see it at Tubi as well. You'll want to go get your loogie when you see this movie. Yeah.